Halito everybody, this is CT over the NYC Indian, and today we're going to be reviewing Love After Lockup. This is going to be coming to you from an urban Native American perspective, a mixed perspective, and a secular perspective. So let's dive right on in. All right, so let's just go ahead and get right into this, okay? We're starting off the episode with Indy and Harry, and Indy was just on the season that went off, I don't know, last week, because like, it used to be Love After Lockup. We had to wait a whole year for the next season, but now it's turning into like a Married at First Sight kind of situation, just back to back to back to back. It's like turning into like a 90-day situation where they're having all these different little, love during lockup, love during before lockup, after, all these different life, love, all this different stuff. Anyway, so that's where we're at right now. So Indy and Harry had already met. He's been in prison. He's getting out soon. And he's a young guy. She's a young girl. She has a child. And we've kind of watched this sort of situation unfold with the baby calling him Poppy Daddy and stuff like that. His family not feeling them being together because Indy just doesn't think very well for herself. Okay, that's just the only way that I can put it, right? I mean, she has just dove right in, and she has a mom who's a bounty hunter rather, and who is really trying to steer her in the right direction, but she doesn't want to listen to her mother. And I guess at that age, a lot of young women don't want to listen to their parents. But it's like, oh my God, you're so lucky to have a mom who's a bounty hunter. Who else can like sniff out the BS for you? Like, you don't even have to do it. Like, you have somebody already there. But we don't always utilize our resources, right? And this was a failed attempt for her to move to Ohio to get out for his release. But once she moved down there, it wound up being that he wasn't getting released the time that he said he was supposed to be getting released. He wound up having to go to the halfway house, but she wasn't able to see him right away. And it was just a whole mess. She moved the family helped her move down there with the U-Haul, only to go right back up to Maryland. I mean, it was a long drive. And I thought to myself, oh my God, this is just heartbreaking, because there's a little girl there. And the little girl is so beautiful. She's so sweet. She has such a wonderful support system. She has her brother, she has her sister, her mom. I mean, like a strong support system, but yet and still she's relying on this psychic. What the psychic is telling her is the truth. It's like, let me just look into my crystal ball and see, are you going to be out of money next month because you're spending money on him? This is just, oh my God. I don't know. This is going to be listen, I like the nonsense, but this is going to be not so easy sometimes, because I'm going to want to swear a little bit more than I maybe even swear in my other channels, and or other reviews that I do on my same channel. I don't have multiple channels. So, all right, let's go to the next one. So the next one is Taylor and Chance. And this is another new couple. She has a couple of kids. He's locked away. She's going to be coming home. He calls her all the time, incessantly. She doesn't think it's controlling. She thinks it's great. When the kids are involved, especially like those little babies, and the baby saying, can we go visit Chance in prison? And it's like, oh my God, like, the baby is so small, she doesn't even look old enough, like you would expect her to even talk. She seems like she would still be kind of like, barely learning how to talk. So to see like this tiny little face, like just so articulate, when she speaks. Can we just go to prison? Can we go to prison to see Chance? And oh gosh, I don't even know. I mean, that's not her father. Like, why? I just don't understand why you would bring in somebody when you have kids. It's a little bit of a different story if you're a little bit older, and that's still a different situation. Not ideal, but okay. But she has kids, like very little babies. You can't just bring somebody in your home and you don't know how they are. You wouldn't even do that when you're dating. But when you have children, vulnerable little children, I don't trust anybody around my kids. I mean, like, I gotta really, really, really know you. But that's how I was raised too. Like, we weren't even allowed to go to people's houses, because it was just, there was always that fear of like, like the creepo in the neighborhood. You know what I'm talking about? So Anyway, so yeah, that's Chance and Taylor. So the next one is Lacey and Antoine. Now this is kind of interesting because so Lacey, her buddy, her friend, who's a woman, has a son who she insisted upon introducing them. Hey, I got this son. You know, I don't know, did she mention in the beginning that her son was in prison? And so she meets her friend's son, and then they slowly become a couple. Now she's in Snohomish, Washington. I've noticed we're getting just a few more sprinklings of Washingtonians on these shows, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, she's in Snohomish. Now, you know, looking at the Washington dating scene, it's not that great. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, it's not that great. So, you know, maybe that's why she kind of fell for this. But she's a little bit of a more mature woman. Now, he's really young. He's what, 20? I think he's like 27 or something like that. And I'm just trying to understand, like, how is that working? And then, like, now the dynamic between her and her friend have changed, because when they get into arguments, he'll call, or at least one time they got into an argument and he called his mom and had his mom call her, basically because she cut off communication. I guess, like, the prison messaging system that they have, I guess you can, like, block a person or whatever. So he, you know, it's like, okay, well, you're not gonna, if I can't get in touch with you, I can get in touch with my mom and she'll contact you. So that makes her feel uncomfortable. Because first of all, that's her friend, that's her peer, that's her peer. And now you're dating your peer's son, which is like, I don't know. I don't know what's so great about this guy, but we'll see. This is just introduction. This is going to be a short video because we really don't know much about these people at this point. Okay, so next we have, let's see. Oh, Kevin and Tiffany. This is the guy down in Texas with the beard, and he's got the crazy ex-girlfriend. Or is she really an ex? I'm not totally sure. We saw scenes of her later on, but so he starts off the scene and he's having a date with a friend of his he's, you know, been, you know, friends with for a long time. I don't know how much of a just regular friendship that is, or if they had something romantic in the past, because it seemed to be some definite chemistry there. But, you know, people dating in prison, people outside of prison, you know, a lot of times are dating other people while there's, you know, dating the prisoner. I don't know how you say it. But anyway, he basically is saying, like, you know, yeah, I know I like the ladies and stuff like that, but, you know, I'm just really into this particular woman. And it makes you wonder, because it's like, so we had this season, we have we have more women that are imprisoned with a man on the outside than what we're used to seeing. So, okay, now we're going to go to the next couple, because I don't even know that much about him. So we have Rick and Radine. Now, this is absolutely ridiculous, okay? The man said he was 40-something years old when he met her, and she was 18. She had just turned 18 or something like that. Like, what? Excuse me, you know, he's the biker, and he's, I don't know. We saw some scenes for the, like, I saw like maybe a week or two ago about with him and like his run-in he's gonna have with her dad and stuff like that. Because eventually once she gets out and he has to meet her family and stuff like that. So I'm not sure about this Rick and Radine situation. So then the next one the next and the last couple, oh my God, Jesus Christ. Okay, Kayla and Martell. So this couple here, she has been seeing this man for 18 years. Let me just, hold on. Let me just confirm with my notes, because I want to make sure I am not writing this wrong. Okay, I'm not getting this wrong. Okay, this is, I'm sorry, 13 years. 13-year relationship, okay? She hasn't even seen the man face to face in person since 2018. So, and he has asked her to remain celibate during his incarceration. She's the youngest of, what is it? I don't know. It's a whole, she's like has several siblings. She's the youngest. How does this happen when you have so many people around you to protect you? But I guess at the end of the day, people are grown. They make their decisions. We can't really, you know, stop someone from dating someone in prison, you know, if that's the situation that you choose to be in. She is ready to get pregnant right away when he comes out. And I'm just, I'm so flabbergasted because she said that her friend introduced her to him, and from the first, when she's telling that story, she's narrating, they show a picture of him, you know, it looks like a prison picture. So did she meet him while he was in prison? I'm assuming that she did. And I just, you know, she's a tech support worker. So, I mean, she has a job. I just, it just baffles me. I can't say too, like I said, I just can't say too much because I have to see more into these episodes to understand the reasoning and the logic, because this is something, if you have not guessed, I am not for, okay? I'm not for this. Now, maybe if you've been married for 20 years and somebody goes away and, you know, there's different situations, but I mean, but to actively seek out people that are incarcerated is something that it is absolutely insane. And it's something that we tend to associate with women, but there are men that do that too. So we saw that during the last episodes of, or the last couple of seasons of Love After Lockup. I got really, really interested in prison relationships back in around 2011, I think it was. Oprah had this this series called Prison Wives, and it was a whole season of it, and because it was done, you know, like through Oprah's network and stuff, it was very well, maybe not through her network, but it was an Oprah production type thing. Anyway, it was so I mean, I was gobsmacked. I couldn't believe it. I was just flabbergasted. I could not believe that there were people who seemed like bright, clear-headed people who were choosing to seek out partners in prison. Now, and on that particular docu-series or whatever, that series, there was one woman who was like, you know, the exception to the rule. Her husband, he got hemmed up. He got sent to jail. She didn't believe he was guilty. She fought for years. He was in prison for years, and she finally got his conviction overturned or something like that. He got out. He finally got out. And that was a situation, I was like, oh my gosh. But that's the rare situation, right? So the rest of them, I have no idea. So yeah, so then when Love After Lockup came on, I was like, oh my God, popcorn. So anyway, let's meet back next week. I'll call you. Please pick up the phone, okay? You didn't pick up the last. No, so listen, we'll talk and see what's going on. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, share the video, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you then. Chipisalacho. Take care.